Kaiman and his friend Nikaido are on the hunt to find the sorcerer who turned Kaiman into this.
Ew.
Kaiman has no memory of what happened to him on the day he was attacked in an alley near Nikaido's restaurant and turned into a lizard man. And the only way to find this sorcerer is by biting them and finding out if the man in his mouth states whether they are the sorcerer in question. This also happens to be the way Kaiman and Nikaido met two sorcerers and friends, Fujita and Matsumura. But sadly, Matsumura did not survive this battle. In this world, sorcerers aren't seen as good, especially given that they use their powers to create doors to travel to the city that they call the Hole and practice on people who end up turning into creatures. In the Hole, even the rain is now mixed with magic, making it unsafe for humans. But those who already have a spell casted on them aren't affected by it or any other spells. N, a powerful sorcerer who specializes in turning anything into mushrooms, sends Fujita on a mission to find the sorcerer who cast it on Kaiman because of their strong and different power. Nikaido and Kaiman are able to find an acupuncturist that is known for changing faces, sadly was unable to change Kaiman's face back to human. But he did leave Nikaido with a warning that he sees death within her future due to her heart. Kaiman and Nikaido stumble upon Ibizu, and when Kaiman was biting her, Fujita runs in to help her escape back to the sorcerer world, causing her face to rip off. Back with the other sorcerers, En has Noi, one of his right-hand sorcerers with healing magic, heal Ibizu, who sadly doesn't have any memories, but they do find out that she has lizard magic. Back in the Hole, the people are celebrating Purge Night, a festival where humans fight against zombies due to the side effect of magic, and collect tickets for each head of a zombie. Kaiman and Nikaido stumble into Noi and En's other right-hand man, Shin. They fight and Shin decapitates Kaiman. In order to escape, Nikaido grabs Kaiman's head and body and opens up a sorcerer door to the doctor that Kaiman works for. Luckily, Kaiman is able to grow his head back, but he doesn't believe the doctor when he tells him that Nikaido is a sorcerer. They decide to dissect his head, but before they're even able to, the power goes out and the head goes missing. At the same time, En and Shin go to the sorcerer Turkey, who specializes in making real-life dolls of people. They decide to make a doll of the man Shin saw in Kaiman's mouth. Shin, Noi, Fujita, and Ibizu follow the doll to an apartment where he hurts Ibizu for touching a safe. Shin kills the doll, and in the safe, he finds the head of the man he saw inside of Kaiman's mouth. Now, when Nikaido found Kaiman headless after his attack, she saw him grow a lizard head, so we can assume that the head in the safe was Kaiman's human head. En and his team go to a corpse party in hopes to have a sorcerer resurrect the head. We see that there is a black powder that increases the strength of a sorcerer's magic, and that Ibizu and other partiers have used before. En is able to find the real reincarnator sorcerer, Kikurage, and brings them back with him. They are able to reincarnate the head and body, who states his name is Rizu, and seems to have flashing memories at the same time as Kaiman, causing Kaiman to know to look for a guy named Rizu with crosses on his eyes. Noticing the crosses on Rizu's eyes, Shin, Noi, Fujita, and Ibizu go to find the leader of the people with crossed eyes, because they believe it is the sorcerer that turned Kaiman. After fighting this group, they find out that their leader is dead. Rizu also tells En that he was new to the group and the apartment wasn't his, leaving them with more questions than answers. Kaiman and Nikaido find a professor who does research on sorcerers to access a door. They split, and Nikaido goes to get money by scamming a magic pawn shop and acting like she was going to sell some of her magic smoke, which, to the owner's surprise, is very valuable. She keeps the money, destroys her smoke, and the owner. With the help of her demon friend Azu, Nikaido is able to get into En's mansion to find Rizu. She finds Rizu but gets into a fight with Noi and punches En, causing him to turn almost everyone in the room into mushrooms. Nikaido escapes but ends up with a mushroom on her back that the doctor and professor remove. We learn about Shin's past and how his parents were killed by a group against sorcerers. Even though he couldn't use magic at that point, they were still looking for Shin. Stumbling upon the professor and doctor's hospital one night, they decide to help him and experiment on him by finding his magic ducks, allowing him to use magic. Shin leaves to find someone to heal his arms and went after the association that disbanded not long after. An accident with Ibizu's magic dust leads to Noi turning into a monster, and we learn that there are 3 ways to break a sorcerer's spell. 1. Kill the caster. 2. Get the caster to break it. And 3. Find a caster who specializes in reversing spells. They decide to go with the reversing spells, which calls for entrails of someone Noi loves, which happens to be Shin. Also, Ibizu has a memory flash of when she was bit by Kaiman, with the man in his mouth telling her she's the one. Afraid of getting Nikaido more involved, Kaiman decides to quit his job with the doctor and uses the professor's sorcerer door to find more information about Rizu and his memories that keep coming back. In the sorcerer world, he lucks into a job at a restaurant owned by Tanba, aka President, and meets his co-worker, Fukuyama. During this time, the sorcerers are celebrating Blue Night, which is a 3-day event that happens every 4 years and allows for sorcerers to choose their partners via a devil contract. During the Blue Night, Noi gets kidnapped by a man that attacked Shin and Noi when they were younger. He is also the reason why Noi didn't become a devil, because during training she wasn't allowed to use her powers, but 1 day before she was to graduate, she used it to heal Shin from their attack. Hence why En had Shin train her and they both became his cleaners. But in a weird twist of events, Kaiman, Tamba, and Fukuyama unknowingly fight her kidnapper, freeing her. She then finds Shin, who's been missing for the first 2 days of the Blue Night due to someone going after him as well. Noi and Shin rush to the house and renew their partner contract. At the same time, En's goal is to partner with a sorcerer who can control time, which some believe doesn't exist. He finds traces of such sorcery in a magic powder shop, the same shop Nikaido went to, and thanks to the cameras, he's able to figure out that she was most likely the person with that magic. En casts a spell causing a mushroom monster to pop out of Nikaido's back. The doctor, professor, and 13, a restaurant regular with a crush on Nikaido, try to fight it, but can't. So Nikaido grabs the mask that she was once given by Asu that allows her to increase her magic, and she defeats the mushroom. But its blood turns into a trap door and they are all transported to En. He takes Nikaido to the contract house and forces her to sign the partner contract that cannot be canceled or changed for the next 4 years. This contract also allows him to control her. Asu tells Kaiman that Nikaido is in danger and trapped in En's mansion. With the help of Tanba and his restaurant, Kaiman is able to get into En's property. He finds out why En wants her and finally admits to himself that she is indeed a sorcerer. Turns out En wants to use Nikaido to go back 6 years and find the cross-eye man that attacked Noi and Shin and escaped from En, headless. So he wants to know if the man is dead or alive, and if not, he wants to end him. Back at the mansion, the professor, doctor, and 13 are still locked away, but Shin arrives and recognizes the professor and tells him since he helped him when he was a kid, he will help him get back home safe. He also turns the doctor and 13 back to normal. Kaiman finds Nikaido, and due to the control En has over her, she refuses to leave with him, leading to them fighting. When knocked down, Kaiman sees a reflection of Rizu in a mirror, asking him if he really wants to hurt another partner. Then a random man stabs Nikaido down her back, which makes Chota, one of En's followers that's really obsessed with him, happy. Asu finds her barely alive, takes the contract out of her, and gives it to Chota under the agreement that he doesn't speak of any of this. Sadly, this doesn't break the contract and will only allow Nikaido to be herself as long as she's away from En until the next Blue Night, or if the devil that did the contract, Chidoruma, terminates it. If not, once they're near each other again, the contract will reappear in her chest. Asu pushes Nikaido and Kaiman through a door and transforms Chota into Nikaido to buy them time. Since Kaiman now fully believes Nikaido is a sorcerer, he checks to make sure she's not the one that turned him. She isn't, and she recognizes the person in his mouth as Rizu. She tells Kaiman that she lives in the hole and doesn't practice magic because she lost a friend due to her magic. She was helping him fight sorcerers because it was like she was fighting against those who use magic against humans. Now, while all of this was happening, Rizu was having flashbacks of working for the Cross-Eye Group in hopes to use their research facility in Barith to gain the ability to produce smoke since he wasn't able to. He recalls the day he died and that he was given a new job to transport black powder and told not to bring his partner, Aikawa, the same partner who warned him about not trusting the cross-eyed group. So President Risu decides to make his way to Barith to find the cross-eyed boss and who killed him. There's so much that we found out this season, from the acupuncture sorcerer potentially being right, to Ibizo being the one who turned Rizu into Kaiman, and even Nikaido's strong power. But since it's been almost 6 years since season 1 aired, with season 2 coming out this April, there's still so many unanswered questions. Like, was the person who stole Kaiman's lizard head the same person who stabbed Nikaido? Whose apartment had the safe with Rizu's head in it? And of course, why was Kaiman set up? I can't wait for the new season, so let me know in the comments what your predictions are and what you're most excited for season 2. And as always, don't forget to subscribe and ring that notification bell to join our growing community of anime fans. Until next time, bye!